The sun rose over Earth's United Command Center as Admiral Han Tai stared at the large screen. Strange ships had entered the solar system 3 days ago. They were unlike anything humans had built. They moved too fast. They left no heat trail. And now they had sent a message. "Play it again," Admiral Han said. His voice was calm, but his eyes showed worry. The message appeared on screen. "To the leaders of Earth. We are the Galactic Council. We have watched your development. You have reached a level where we must make contact. Prepare to receive our envoys in 3 Earth days. Coordinates attached." Captain Song Ji stood beside Admiral Han. She was tall and had a stern face that rarely smiled. "What do you think they want?" she asked. "Nothing good comes from surprise visits," Admiral Han said. "But we must meet them. Get the Horizon ready." Captain Song nodded. The Horizon was Earth's newest ship. It had the best weapons and shields. It would be a good show of strength. 3 days later, Captain Song stood on the bridge of the Horizon. 5 smaller ships flew beside her. They waited at the meeting point, a spot above Earth's North Pole. "Contact approaching," said the radar officer. 1 large ship with 4 escorts. The alien ship was smooth and silver. It had no sharp edges. It looked like a drop of water frozen in space. It was beautiful, but strange. "They're hailing us," the communications officer said. "Put them through," Captain Song ordered. A face appeared on screen. It had blue skin and 4 eyes, 2 large eyes on top and 2 smaller ones below. "I am Counselor Mech of the Galactic Council," the alien said. Its voice sounded like 2 people talking at once. "We wish to board your vessel for talks." "Captain," Song looked at Admiral Han's face on a smaller screen. "Allow them," the Admiral said. "But security teams at full alert." Dr. Kim Da waited in the meeting room with Admiral Han. She had studied alien life for 20 years, but had never seen a real alien. Now she would meet one. "Remember," Admiral Han told the security team, "show strength but no aggression." The door opened. 3 aliens walked in. They wore silver robes with strange symbols. Counselor Mech led them. "Welcome to the Horizon," Admiral Han said. "I am Admiral Han Tai of Earth's United Defense Fleet. This is Dr. Kim Da, our lead scientist." "Counselor." Mech did not bow or offer a hand. "Let us begin. The Galactic Council has monitored your world for some time. You have advanced quickly, too quickly for your own good." Admiral Han's smile disappeared. "Monitored? For how long?" "That is not important," Mech said. "What matters is your place in the galactic community. The Council offers you membership as a Category 3 civilization." "What does that mean?" Dr. Kim asked. One of the other aliens spoke. "Category 3 means developing species. You will receive guidance and protection. In return, you will provide resources and follow Council directives." Admiral Han's face darkened. "And if we want equal membership?" All 4 of Mech's eyes blinked. At once. "Impossible. You must earn higher status. It takes centuries." Dr. Kim noticed something strange. A small device on Mech's wrist kept blinking. She had seen something like it before in an old file. "Admiral," she whispered, "I need to check something." While the talks continued, Dr. Kim slipped away to her lab. She pulled out an old metal box from storage. Inside was a small device found in the Arctic 10 years ago. Scientists thought it was a meteor fragment. Now she wasn't so sure. She ran a scan on it. The results made her gasp. Dr. Kim rushed back to the meeting room and handed Admiral Han a note. His eyes widened as he read it. "Counselor Mech," Admiral Han said, interrupting the alien's long speech about Council rules. "How long have you been watching Earth?" "As I said, that is not—" "Because we found one of your spy devices in our Arctic region," Admiral Han said. He nodded to Dr. Kim, who showed images on a screen. "And Dr. Kim has just confirmed it matches technology you're wearing right now." Mech's blue skin turned slightly purple. "Observation is standard protocol." "For how long?" Admiral Han demanded. The second alien spoke. 103 of your years. It is normal procedure for primitive worlds." The room went silent. Admiral Han stood up slowly. "Let me understand," he said. "You've been spying on us for over a century. You come here and offer us a place in your council, as inferiors, and you call us primitive?" "Your understanding of galactic politics is limited," Mech said. "The council has existed for 50,000 years. Your civilization is young." "Young doesn't mean stupid," Captain Song said from the doorway. She had been listening. "Or weak." Admiral Han nodded. "Counselor Mech, we appreciate your offer. But Earth will not join as a Category 3 civilization. We want equal standing." Mech stood towering over the humans. All four eyes narrowed. "That is not possible. You will accept our terms or face isolation. No trade, no assistance, no protection." "Protection from what?" asked Captain Song. "The galaxy is dangerous," Mech said. "Many threats exist that you cannot imagine." Dr. Kim stepped forward. "Like the council itself?" Mech ignored her. "You have one Earth week to reconsider. Category 3 status is generous for your level. Many worlds would be grateful." "We are not many worlds," Admiral Han said. "We are Earth." After the aliens left, Earth's leaders met in an emergency session. Representatives from all nations gathered via secure video. "They've been watching us since 1921, Dr. Kim explained. "They probably saw both world wars. They think we're violent and dangerous." "They're not wrong," someone muttered. Admiral Han spoke. "But they're not right either. They judge us by our past, not our present or potential." The president of the United African Nations stood. "What choices do we have?" Captain Song displayed 4 options on the main screen. "Accept Category 3 status. Try to negotiate better terms. Reject the council and face isolation. Prepare for possible conflict while pretending to consider their offer." The room erupted in debate. Some feared the alien technology. Others refused to bow to threats. After hours of discussion, they voted. The results appeared on screen. Admiral Han nodded at the decision. "Then we are agreed. When they return, I will deliver our answer." 1 week later, the council ships returned. This time, Admiral Han met them on the horizon. "Have you reconsidered?" Counselor Mech asked. "Will Earth join the council as offered?" Admiral Han stood tall. "We have a message for the Galactic Council." He pressed a button. On every screen in every council ship, the same message played. "The people of Earth reject your terms. We will not be classified as inferior. We will not be monitored without consent. We will not provide resources without fair exchange. If the council wishes relations with Earth, it will be as equals or not at all." Mech's face showed shock, then anger. "This is your final decision?" "It is," Admiral Han said. "And know this. We have sent your spy technology to every lab on Earth. We are quick learners." "You make a grave mistake," Mech said. "The Council does not negotiate with Category 3 worlds." "Then we have nothing more to discuss," Admiral Han replied. "Please leave Earth space immediately." As the alien ships departed, Captain Song joined Admiral Han on the bridge. "What happens now?" she asked. Admiral Han watched the ships disappear into deep space. "Now we prepare. They won't give up easily, but neither will we." Outside, the stars shone cold and distant. Somewhere out there, the Galactic Council received Earth's message, and for the first time in thousands of years, the Council began to worry. 1 month had passed since Earth rejected the Galactic Council's terms. Director Li Jin stood at the large window of the space monitoring station. Through the thick glass, she watched new defense satellites being placed in orbit. Each one carried weapons that didn't exist a month ago. "Amazing what humans can do when pushed," she said. Commander Choi Hyun nodded beside her. He was shorter than Li, but had the strong build of a soldier. "How many satellites will we have by next week?" 50, Director Li said. "Not enough, but it's a start." The door slid open. Engineer Park Sun walked in with dark circles under his eyes. He hadn't slept much since the aliens left. "The shield tests worked," Park said, his tired face breaking into a smile. "We can now block their scanning technology." Director Li turned. from the window. How did you figure it out so fast? Park shrugged. Their spy device used a specific energy pattern. Once we understood that, we could block it. The Council has been using the same technology for too long, they've stopped improving. Commander Choi's wrist device beeped. We have company. Council ships just entered the solar system. 12 Council ships moved into position around Earth's orbit. They kept their distance but formed a clear blockade. The largest ship sent a message to Earth's United Command. They want to talk again. Admiral Han told the emergency meeting of world leaders. But this time they're showing force. Are they planning to attack? Asked the European Union president. Not yet, said Director Lee. Our spies report they're waiting for something. More ships, perhaps. The room grew quiet. Everyone knew Earth couldn't win a direct fight against the Council. Not yet. Let them wait, Admiral Han finally said. Meanwhile, we continue preparing. Park, how are the new shields coming? Engineer Park stood. The prototypes work. We can install them on our main cities within 2 weeks. Commander Choi, your report? Admiral Han asked. Choi stepped forward. Special Forces training is ahead of schedule. The captured spy tech has helped us develop new weapons. We're learning fast. Not fast enough, Director Lee said. I have new information. My agents intercepted Council communications. She touched her tablet and a hologram appeared in the center of the room. It showed Council plans for Earth. They don't want an alliance, Lee explained. They want our resources, especially water and certain rare minerals. And they want soldiers. Soldiers? The African nation's president looked confused. Us, Admiral Han said quietly. Humans are physically stronger than many Council species. They want to use us as fighters in their wars. The room exploded with angry voices. Admiral Han raised his hand for silence. We knew they didn't respect us, he said. Now we know their true intentions. We continue our plan. We appear to consider their terms while we prepare for the worst. 2 weeks later, Commander Choi led his team through a training exercise. They wore new armor made with technology reverse-engineered from the Council's spy devices. The armor was lighter than anything Earth had before, but could stop most energy weapons. Again, Commander Choi ordered as his team finished the course. Faster this time. His second-in-command, Major Kang, removed her helmet. Sweat covered her face. Sir, we've run it 10 times already. And you'll run it 10 more, Choi said. The Council soldiers have trained for centuries, we have weeks. As they prepared to start again, Director Lee's voice came through Choi's earpiece. Commander, report to command immediately. The Council is making a move. In the command center, Admiral Han and Director Lee watched the main screen. A Council ship had broken from the blockade and was heading toward Earth. Just one ship, Admiral Han noted. Smaller than last time. They're hailing us, the communications officer reported. Put them through, Admiral Han ordered. A new alien face appeared on screen. This one had purple skin and 3 eyes in a triangle. Pattern. I am Counselor Vex, the alien said. Military strategist of the Galactic Council, I bring revised terms. Admiral Han's face showed nothing. We're listening. The Council has reconsidered Earth status, Vex said. We now offer Category 2 classification. This grants more rights and fewer resource demands. Director Lee and Admiral Han exchanged looks. Their plan was working. The Council thought Earth was getting worried about the blockade. What obligations would this new status carry? Admiral Han asked. Minimal, Vex replied. Some technology sharing, trade agreements favorable to the Council, and a modest contribution to the Council Defense Force. Contribution? Admiral Han asked. Trained human soldiers, Vex explained. Your species has useful physical attributes. Admiral Han nodded slowly, pretending to consider. How many soldiers? 10,000 per Earth year. A small number from your population. The Council wanted cannon fodder, just as Director Lee's intelligence had discovered. Admiral Han felt anger rise but kept his face calm. We will need time to discuss these terms, he said. Of course, Vex replied. You have 3 Earth days. The screen went dark. They're desperate, Director Lee said once the transmission ended. They must need those soldiers badly. Admiral Han turned to Engineer Park. Are the shields ready? Yes, Park said. All major cities are protected. The shields will block their scans and most weapons. And the satellites? 48 are in position, Park replied. 2 more launch tomorrow. Admiral Han nodded. Good. Director Lee, what do your spies report about Council ship weaknesses? Lee smiled slightly. We've identified 3 main vulnerabilities. Their engines, their communication systems, and their life support. Hit any of those and their ships are useless. Commander Choi, are your teams ready? Choi stood at attention. Ready to board enemy vessels on your command, sir. Admiral Han looked at each person in the room. Then we continue as planned. When they return for our answer, we'll have a surprise for them. 3 days later, the Council ship returned. This time, 2 larger warships accompanied it. In the United Command Center, world leaders gathered again. They had voted unanimously on their response. They're trying to intimidate us with those warships, the Asian Alliance president observed. It won't work, Admiral Han said. Everyone knows their positions? All nodded. Director Lee would coordinate. Intelligence. Engineer Park would monitor the shield network. Commander Choi and his teams waited in stealth ships, hidden from Council sensors by Park's new technology. They're hailing us, the communications officer announced. On screen, Admiral Han ordered. Counselor Vex appeared. Has Earth reached a decision? Admiral Han stood tall. We have. The people of Earth reject your revised terms. We will not provide soldiers for your wars. We will not surrender our resources. We demand equal status or nothing. Vex's 3 eyes widened in surprise, then narrowed in anger. This response is unexpected and unwise. The Council's patience has limits. So does ours, Admiral Han replied calmly. Your blockade violates our sovereignty. You will remove your ships from Earth space immediately. Or what? Vex asked, almost laughing. Your technology is centuries behind ours. Admiral Han smiled for the first time. Is it? Perhaps you should check your sensors again. As he spoke, 50 Earth satellites activated at once. They projected Park's shield technology in a web around the planet. At the same time, Commander Choi's stealth ships moved toward the Council vessels. On screen, Vex looked at something off camera. Alarm showed on his alien face. What is this? He demanded. How did you? Consider it a demonstration, Admiral Han said. We learn quickly, Counselor. Leave now, or the next demonstration won't be so peaceful. The screen went dark. The 3 Council ships quickly retreated to the blockade line. They're sending messages to the other ships, Director Lee reported, listening through intercepted communications. They sound confused and worried. Admiral Han nodded. Good. Phase 1. Complete. Now we prepare for Phase 2. Outside, Earth's new shield glowed faintly against the blackness of space. For the first time since the Council arrived, the people of Earth felt hope. They weren't helpless after all, and in Council ships, alien leaders began to wonder if they had made a terrible mistake in threatening this young but surprisingly adaptable species called humans. General Yoon Bin stood in the control room of Earth's largest orbital defense platform. From here, she could see both Earth below and the Council blockade ships in the distance. The blockade had been in place for 2 months now. 2 months of waiting. Any movement? She asked the radar officer. No, General. Same pattern as yesterday. General Yoon nodded. The Council ships had kept their distance since Earth revealed its shield technology. They watched but did not approach. Her communication device beeped. General Yoon, she answered. It's Admiral Han. The Council has called an emergency meeting of their war leaders. Director Lee's spies report they're planning something big. An attack? General Yoon asked. Most likely. How ready are the orbital platforms? General Yoon looked at the status board. All 20 platforms are at full power. Dr. Kang's quantum weapons are installed on 15 of them. Good, Admiral Han said. I'm sending Captain Bay and the Phantom to your location. If the Council attacks, we'll need his special skills. On the Council command ship, High Counselor Zin slammed a six-fingered hand on the table. Enough waiting. These humans mock us with each passing day. Around the table sat the Council's highest military leaders. All had fought in wars across the galaxy. None had expected such trouble from a single planet. The humans have adapted some of our technology, Counselor Vex said. But they are still far behind us. Their shields cannot stop a full attack. Then why wait? Asked Zin. Send in the battle fleet. Show them the price of defiance. Vex nodded slowly. I have prepared a plan, a direct strike at their main defense platforms. Without those, their shield network will fail. Make it happen, Zin ordered. I want this resolved before the next council meeting. The other species are watching. If humans can defy us, others might try. Dr. Kang Min worked in her lab deep beneath the Pacific Ocean. Here, away from prying eyes, she had developed Earth's newest weapon, quantum disruptors. Another test, please, she told her assistant. The assistant activated a small device. On the other side of the room, a piece of council technology they had captured stopped working. Dr. Kang smiled. Perfect. The quantum field completely disrupts their power systems. Her communication device buzzed. It was Engineer Park. Dr. Kang, we're detecting power surges from the council ships. Admiral Han thinks they're preparing to attack. Dr. Kang's smile disappeared. How soon? Hours, maybe less. Is the quantum network ready? Yes, she replied. But it has never been tested at full scale. It will have to be enough, Park said. General Yoon is activating all defense platforms. The quantum network needs to be online when the attack comes. Captain Bei Jun checked the systems of his ship, the Phantom, one last time. The Phantom was unlike any other ship in Earth's fleet. It was small, built for speed and stealth, and now, thanks to technology reverse-engineered from Council spy devices, it was invisible to Council sensors. All systems green, reported his pilot. Captain Bei nodded. Good. Take us into position near the third defense platform. We wait there until the attack begins. And then? Asked the pilot. Captain Bei's face was serious. Then we do what the Phantom was built for. We slip behind enemy lines and take out their command ship. In the United Command Center, Admiral Han watched as Director Lee gave her report. Council ships are powering weapons, she said. 30 ships total, 5 times what we faced before. They're done playing games, Admiral, Han said. Time for us to show our full hand. Connect me to all defense leaders. Screens lit up around the room showing General Yoon, Dr. Kang, Captain Bei, Commander Choi, and others. The Council is coming, Admiral Han said simply. Everyone knows their roles. Dr. Kang, status of the quantum network? Ready to activate? On your command, she replied from her underwater lab. General Yoon, defense platforms? All 20 online and weapons hot, the general reported. Captain Bei, is the Phantom in position? Yes, Admiral. Ready to move once the attack begins. Admiral Han looked at each face on the screens. The Council thinks this will be easy. They expect us to surrender after the first volley. Let's show them how wrong they are. High Counselor Zin watched from the command deck as 30 Council warships moved toward Earth. The humans had been warned. Now they would face consequences. Attack formation ready, Counselor Vex reported. First target is their largest defense platform. Begin the attack, Zin ordered. Show no mercy. General Yoon saw the Council ships approaching on her radar. They're coming straight for us. Multiple ships, attack formation. They're targeting this platform, a technician called out. General Yoon opened a channel to Admiral Han. They're here. Request permission to activate defenses. Granted, came Admiral Han's reply. Dr. Kang, activate the quantum network now. In her underwater lab, Dr. Kang pressed a sequence of buttons. Around Earth, hidden satellites began broadcasting on a frequency the Council had never encountered before. The quantum field spread outward, invisible but powerful. Network activated, Dr. Kang reported. Quantum disruption at maximum power. On the lead council ship, alarms suddenly blared. Lights flickered and systems began to fail. "What's happening?" demanded High Counselor Zinn. "Unknown energy field," a council technician replied, panic in his voice. "Our systems are failing. Weapons, offline. Shields weakening." Counselor Vex rushed to a control panel. "Impossible! Their technology cannot do this." But it was happening. Throughout the council fleet, ships began drifting, their engines sputtering and dying. Weapon systems failed. Communication systems went silent. "It's working," General Yoon reported to Admiral Han. "The council ships are dead in space." Admiral Han nodded. "Captain Bay, you have a green light. Go." The Phantom slipped silently between the disabled council ships. Captain Bay guided his ship toward the largest vessel, the council command ship. "They can't see us," he told his crew. "Their sensors are down. Prepare boarding equipment." The Phantom attached itself to the hull of the massive council ship. Captain Bay led his team through the airlock, wearing the special armor Commander Choi had designed. Inside, the council ship was in chaos. Emergency lights flickered. Alien crew members rushed about trying to restore power. "Remember the plan?" Captain Bay told his team. "Take the bridge. Capture High Counselor Zinn if possible." They moved through the ship like ghosts, stunning any council members who got in their way. The council's advanced weapons were useless in the quantum field. High Counselor Zinn was shouting orders when the bridge doors opened. Human soldiers in black armor entered, weapons raised. "What is this?" Zinn demanded. "How dare you board a council vessel?" Captain Bay stepped forward. "High Counselor Zinn, you are now under Earth's custody. Your ship is captured." "Impossible," Counselor Vex sputtered. "You cannot—" "We just did," Captain Bay replied. He activated his communication device. "Admiral Han, the command ship is ours. High Counselor Zinn has been captured." Around Earth, the same scene played out on 5 other council ships. Commander Choi's Special Forces, trained for this exact moment, captured key vessels while their systems were down. In the United Command Center, Admiral Han allowed himself a small smile. "General Yoon, send the message to all remaining council ships." General Yoon's voice boomed across space to every council vessel. "Your attack has failed. Your command ship is captured. Your High Counselor is in our custody. Retreat immediately or face destruction." The remaining council ships, those that could still move, began to turn away from Earth. 2 hours later, Admiral Han stood face to face with High Counselor Zinn in the Horizons meeting room. "This is an outrage," Zinn shouted. "The Council will send 100 ships to punish your world." Admiral Han remained calm. "Perhaps. But first let me show you something." He activated a screen showing the captured council ships now under Earth's control. "We have 6 of your most advanced vessels," he said. "Dr. Kang is studying them as we speak. Whatever technology gap existed between us is closing fast." Zinn's alien face showed fear for the first time. "What do you want?" "The same thing we always wanted," Admiral Han replied. "Equal treatment. Recognition of Earth as a sovereign power. The Council does not negotiate with equals?" Admiral Han finished. "It's time for that to change, because the next time you attack, we won't just defend. We'll take the fight to you." As Zinn stared in shock, Admiral Han sent a message to all Council worlds. It showed Earth's victory and the captured ships. Across the galaxy, other species watched, in amazement. The mighty Council had been defeated by a world they had called primitive just months ago, and they wondered, if humans could do this, perhaps the Council wasn't as all-powerful as everyone thought. President Joe He stood before the United Earth Government Assembly. 3 months had passed since Earth captured 6 council ships and sent High Counselor Zinn home with a message: treat us as equals or face consequences. The Council has called for a special meeting, President Joe told the Assembly. They want to discuss terms. "What kind of terms?" asked the representative from the African nations. "They didn't say," President Joe replied. "But they seem eager to talk." Admiral Han, "Tay, now promoted to Fleet Admiral after the successful defense of Earth, stepped forward. Our intelligence suggests the Council is in turmoil. Our victory has inspired other species to question Council authority. Director Li Jin nodded in agreement. My agents report protests on 12 Council worlds. 3 systems have openly refused to send resources to the Council capital. President Zhou looked at the assembled leaders. We need to decide our approach. Do we send representatives to their meeting, or make them come to us? After much debate, they reached a decision. Earth would attend the Council meeting, but on their own terms. Ambassador Kim Soo had never left Earth before. Now she stood on the bridge of the horizon, watching stars streak by as they traveled using engines reverse-engineered from captured Council ships. Nervous? Asked Fleet Admiral Han, who stood beside her. A little, Ambassador Kim admitted. I'm about to face the leaders of hundreds of worlds. Remember, Admiral Han said, you speak for all of Earth, and you don't go alone. Behind them, Earth's new fleet followed, 10 ships built with Council technology. Not many compared to the Council's thousands, but enough to make a statement. We're approaching the Council homeworld, Captain Song announced from her command chair. They've sent coordinates for docking. Admiral Han smiled slightly. Ignore them. Take us directly to the Council tower. That's where their meeting will be held. Captain Song raised an eyebrow but nodded. Yes, sir. On the Council homeworld, Supreme Counselor Rix paced nervously. The emergency meeting of all Council species would begin soon, and the humans still hadn't arrived at the designated landing area. Where are they? He demanded of an aide. Before the aide could answer, alarms sounded throughout the tower. What? Now? Supreme Counselor Rix rushed to a window. In the sky above the Council tower, 11 Earth ships appeared. They didn't use the approved flight paths or docking areas. They simply stopped directly overhead, impossible to ignore. They wouldn't dare attack, Rix muttered, though his voice shook slightly. A communication officer rushed in. Supreme Counselor, the humans request immediate entry to the Council chamber. They refuse to follow entry protocols. Rix closed all, 4 of his eyes briefly. Let them in. We cannot risk an incident. The doors to the Grand Council chamber opened. Ambassador Kim Soo entered first, followed by Fleet Admiral Han and a small team of Earth's leaders. They walked confidently across the vast floor to the center of the chamber. Around them, in rising tiers of seats, sat representatives of over 200 species. Some looked similar to humans. Others were wildly different. Beings of crystal, gas, or shapes humans had no words for. Supreme Counselor Rix spoke from his elevated platform. Earth representatives, you have been granted an audience to discuss your concerns. We are prepared to offer. We are not here to receive offers, Ambassador Kim interrupted. Her voice was calm but carried throughout the chamber. We are here to present terms. Murmurs spread through the alien representatives. No species had ever interrupted the Supreme Counselor before. Rix's skin flushed a deep orange. This is not how Council meetings proceed. Perhaps it should be, Ambassador Kim replied. She activated a small device, and a hologram appeared in the center of the chamber. It showed Council ships attacking smaller vessels. These are recordings we found in the ships we captured. They show Council forces attacking peaceful worlds that refused resource demands. The murmurs grew louder. Several representatives stood up. This is manipulation, Rix shouted. Those recordings are accurate, finished Admiral Han. And there's more. Another hologram appeared, showing messages between Council leaders. They discussed treating lesser species as tools to be used and discarded. The Council chamber erupted in chaos. Species that had suffered under Council rule for centuries shouted questions and demands. From her private viewing chamber, High Counselor Xin watched in horror. Stop them, she ordered her guards. They cannot be allowed to continue. But it was too late. On screens throughout the Council homeworld, Earth's message was broadcasting. Every word, every image, seen by billions across thousands of worlds. Ambassador, Kim raised her hand for silence. Surprisingly, the chamber quieted. "The people of Earth have prepared a simple declaration," she said. She unfolded a paper document, an intentionally ancient method that made the council members pay attention. First, Earth will not join the council as a subordinate world. We will accept only equal status with full voting rights. Supreme Counselor Rix started to object, but the chamber remained focused on Ambassador Kim. Second, the category system that ranks species must end. All worlds must be treated as equals. From the lower tiers, representatives of newer council species applauded. Third, resource collection will be by fair trade only, not by demand or force. More applause spreading through the chamber. Fourth, no species will be required to provide soldiers or fighters against their will. At this, even some of the older council species nodded in agreement. "These are our terms," Ambassador Kim concluded. "Non-negotiable." Supreme Counselor Rix stood. His voice shook with rage. "You dare dictate terms to us? The council has stood for 50,000 years. We control the largest fleet in the galaxy." Admiral Han stepped forward. "For now. But things change." He activated his own device. A new hologram showed Earth ships now in orbit around the council homeworld. "While we've been talking, Captain, Bay and the Phantom have been busy," Admiral Han explained. "Our ships now surround this planet. Your defense systems have been temporarily disabled." Supreme Counselor Rix stared in disbelief. "This is an act of war." "No," President Joe said, speaking for the first time. "This is an act of change. Look around you, Supreme Counselor. Your own council is ready for something new." It was true. Throughout the chamber, representatives were standing, shouting support for Earth's terms. The emergency council session lasted 3 days. Earth's representatives stayed, answering questions from curious species, building alliances with those who had suffered under council rule. By the end, 7 major species had formed a coalition with Earth. They called it the Galactic Alliance, a new organization based on equality and fair treatment. Supreme Counselor Rix was removed from power by a vote of the full council. In his place, a new leadership system was created, a rotating position that would move between species. 1 week later, President Joe stood again before the United Earth government. "The council has accepted our terms," she announced to cheers. "Earth is recognized as a full and equal member of the galactic community." Admiral Han nodded in satisfaction. "And the new Galactic Alliance already has 32 member worlds. Species that were afraid to stand alone are finding courage together." Director Lee smiled. "Who would have thought that by rejecting their negotiations we would end up changing the galaxy?" Ambassador Kim looked at the star map showing Earth's new allies spread across the galaxy. "They thought we were just another primitive world to be used. They never understood what makes humans different." "And what's that?" asked President Joe. Admiral Han answered. "We don't accept unfair terms. We don't bow to bullies, and we don't stop until things are right." Outside the assembly hall, crowds celebrated in the streets. News broadcasts showed similar scenes on other worlds across the galaxy. For the first time in 50,000 years, the Galactic Council had been forced to change. And it all started because humanity rejected their attempts at negotiation. As the celebrations continued, a message arrived from a distant system. Another species asking to join the alliance. The message was simple. "We watched Earth stand against the Council. If humans can do it, so can we. We want to join you." One by one, more messages came in. More worlds finding courage. More species standing tall. The galaxy would never be the same again. And the Council? They still trembled when Earth's ships appeared in their skies. But now, instead of fear, they felt something new. Respect.